Hey gang, JC here, and this is the Daily Dose for Thursday, January 26, 2012. Combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. We have great television archives at the top of the page, the Video Village, and the Wayback Machine, old television commercials, old news stories from days of yore. And down below, we have JC's Eye Candy feature. We'll get to that in just a minute. And our rock and roll poll question from yesterday. Describe your relationship with marijuana. Number one answer, 35%. I don't use it, and I think it should remain illegal. I'm a little surprised by that, but let's see here. Number two answer, I used to be a regular, but I quit. That's at 22%. Third most popular answer at 20%. I use it once in a blue moon. Fourth most popular answer, right behind it at 19%. I'm a regular user, and I think it should be legal. And 4% of you said I'm a dealer. Well, isn't that nice? All right. So yesterday, here we go again. I got to St. Louis almost 28 years ago, and I remember thinking when I got here, this is crazy. It just seems to me like the number one tourist attraction in the city is the Arch and the Arch Grounds, and yet you have to dodge traffic. You look like Eddie Murphy trying to cross the highway in the movie Bowfinger. And for those few of you who saw Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy together in Bowfinger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know the scene. And I remember thinking to myself, why don't they put some sort of a walkway over the top of the highway? Tourists stay at the Adams Mark or something like that, or wherever the case may be, and they got to dodge traffic, take their lives in their hands just to get over there. You got little kids and everything. And it just seems to me, well, it doesn't seem to me, they have been talking about it for the last 27 and a half years. So we started hearing rumblings a year or so ago that they're going to finally do something about this. And yesterday they unveiled the big plan at $550 million to, among other things, put a walkway. Well, actually, they're going to cover over the top of Memorial Drive and do all this sort of stuff. I don't know. It just seems to me like they're spending an awful lot of money that they don't have, by the way. They're talking about public and private. I don't know where the public money is supposed to come from. We're already trying to figure out where the public money is supposed to come from to build Stan Kroenke and his crappy football team a new football stadium downtown. So I don't really know where all this money is supposed to come from, and it just seems to me for a couple of $100,000 you could probably put some sort of a walkway over the top of the highway and Memorial Drive there, and the problem is solved. But no, we got to have gondolas now, and you got to cover an entire. Anyhow, so I'm hearing myself say these words, and it just seems absolutely absurd that number one, that they think they're going to get $550 million, that they think they're going to break ground by the end of the year, that they think this is going to be ready by 2015, and that they think that this is going to end up any different than any other plan. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems comedic to me. So, here we go. What do you think is going to happen? We'll give you three choices here. A, the plan will come to fruition by 2015 as planned. B, some watered down version of the plan might come about in a few years. Or C, we're still going to be talking about plans to revamp the Arch Grounds 3 years from now. Please answer, and I'm dying to know on this one what your answers are. Please answer in the corner. All right, Newt Gingrich says it wasn't hypocritical to attack President Clinton while having an affair on his own wife, just like it's not hypocritical for Rick Santorum to attack gay people while wearing sweater vests. The Golden Globe-nominated film Drive, starring Albert Brooks and Ryan Gosling, comes out on video Tuesday. Producers of the film have announced a sequel is in the works. It's called Park. Might be a trilogy, too. The third movie will be called Get Out of the Car. All right, what do you think about this Demi Moore thing? By the way, it's not Demi. People are always trying to change her name like it's Debbie. It's not Demi, it's Demi. All right, so let's get that right first. TMZ is reporting that there might have been some prescription drugs and some alcohol and some other abuse or something like that. But what they say happened was that she was doing whippets. And if this is true, this is really bad. This is these little canisters of nitrous oxide, the stuff they give you at the dentist. And or maybe she was just, going low rent by trying to get the gas out of a can of whipped cream. I don't know. But if that's true, along with the partying and everything, this woman's almost 50 years old. She's partying with her daughters in her early 20s. Plus, she's got anorexia, and she blacked out. She was in semi-consciousness. Man, oh man. I said this a while back, a couple of weeks ago, when Heather Locklear was having her new set of problems. from the time she was probably in her early teens. Demi Moore, people like that, Heather Locklear, have been told that they were just gorgeous, drop dead, knockout, beautiful. And then they get into show business and they are featured on the cover of everything, and they are being told that they are the most beautiful women in the world. And then, age takes its course, and the next thing you know, you're not the most beautiful woman in the world, and there's a whole new crop of, dozens and dozens of starlets in their late teens and 20s who overtake you, and you can't get movie roles, and you're not considered sexy anymore, and people start making jokes about you on the internet about how things are saggy and you're not hot anymore, and then your husband, who's whatever it is, 10 or 12 years or 15 years younger, leaves you, and you're publicly humiliated. And I can definitely understand how stuff like this happens, so that's just me. Let's talk about Kim Kardashian for a minute. I try to do it as little as possible, but this one's good. Somebody takes a picture of her coming out of a beauty salon in Santa Monica the other day, and she's holding her stuff with her, including her BlackBerry, and there's an active screen on the BlackBerry, and so you turn it upside down and you look at it, and you can see what she's got on there is the Google alert for Kim Kardashian. In other words, the thing that she is most interested in life is Kim Kardashian. So every time somebody writes an article about her, she gets notified. That's really pathetic. Kim Kardashian is Heather Locklear, and Demi Moore just waiting to happen. Pat Sajak and Vanna White, turns out they were loaded doing Wheel of Fortune back in the day. Pat said that he and Vanna would hit up a local Mexican restaurant between tapings. They'd tape like 3 shows and then go out and have lunch and come back and do another set of shows. And, all 5 shows for the entire week back then were done in one day. So you'd do 3, you break, come back, do the final 2, and then you'd take off for another week. Now, I think I read that they do an entire month's worth of shows in 3 days, and then they have the rest of the time off. Pat Sajak lives in Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. So anyhow, they'd have as many as 6 margaritas at lunch, and then come back and do the show drunk. They said that sometimes they had trouble recognizing the alphabet. Man, I'm telling you. Jimmy Fallon is going to follow the Super Bowl to Indianapolis. That's Dave's territory, by the way. It's sort of interesting. But they're going to do 4 shows over the course of the week from Indianapolis during Super Bowl week. Brad Pitt says he's not ruling out a 7th kid. He might not believe in God. He said that all he did in the 90s was get sick of his own self and smoke a lot of pot back in the 90s when things were really going good for him, but he started to just become self-loathing. And his favorite movies are Doctor Strangelove, The Godfather Parts 1 and 2, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, All the President's Men, and Apocalypse Now. I read an interview a couple of years ago where Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin's Robert Plant, somebody asked him, what famous band would you like to see get back together? And he said, ABBA. And he said, and I'm not kidding. And I'm glad to hear him say that, because I thought ABBA was a great pop band. Now, I'm not obviously mistaking them for being a rock and roll band, and I am a little surprised to hear Robert Plant say it, but I thought, SOS, I think is like one of the great songs, one of the great pop songs ever made. Anyhow, they are releasing their first new song in 18 years, but don't get too excited. They haven't reunited. This is a demo from 1981 that didn't make it on the album. They split in 82. They won't get back together. Even when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted them back in 2010, they wouldn't get back together. So, go nuts on that. For the 26th straight year, the NFL has been voted the most popular sport in the U.S., beating baseball, which only got 13%. And this is a load of crap because it's all a numbers game. It's just a shell game. Look, you play I'm getting tired of hearing myself say this. You play football for 16 Sundays in the fall. When the NFL can show me that they can get 20, 30, 40, or 50,000 people in a ballpark 162 nights a year, that's when I will believe that the NFL is the national sport. Such a load of crap. You're comparing apples and oranges. You can't never mind. There's an online calculator to see how long it takes Mitt Romney to make your annual salary. How nice. And how long it would take you to make his income. For example, if you make $40,000 a year, it would take him 16 hours, 10 minutes, and 34 seconds to make that. And to make what he makes in a year, it would take you 541 years, 6 months, 12 days, 6 hours, and 20 minutes. Have a nice day. I'm skipping that and that. Hey, the Octomom's octuplets are 3 today. celebrate in whatever fashion you think is appropriate. Okay, JC's Eye Candy today. If you've ever wondered what happens when you microwave something like aluminum foil or a light bulb or an entire watermelon or an egg or a bar of soap or other good stuff like that, this is your lucky day because somebody, well, actually, it was the restaurant Moe's Southwestern Grill. It's part of a commercial they put together, and it's not just slow motion; it's that super slow motion video of these and other things exploding big time. Go nuts! And that's pretty much it for the eye candy. All right, JC's rock and roll poll today. So what do you think is going to happen with this Archground revamping thing? $550 million. Are we going to have it done on time? Is something sort of watered down going to happen, or are we still going to be talking about this in a couple of years? Please answer in the corner. And remember, Trish Gazelle and I are on the air every day from noon till 3 on the Big 550 KTRS. Try to listen if you can, and if you can't, you won't go to hell or anything, but hey, come on. I thought we had a thing going here. All right, that's it. JC's Daily Dose for Thursday, January 26, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.